everyone, and thank you for joining me for this painting time lapse. The painting I'm working on is painted with oil, and it measures 18 by 24 inches on Strathmore 400 series oil painting paper. The time-lapse makes it appear as though I finished it all in one sitting, but I actually spent a couple weeks on it, painting on and off and coming back to the piece as I felt like it, and this is the case with most of my oil paintings. It's very, very rare for me to just finish it all in one sitting. I always break it up into several days, weeks, or even sometimes months, depending on the piece and its complexity. This was a very experimental piece for me. I wanted to do something different from my usual detail-attached realistic art, and I wanted to experiment with adding a little bit of abstraction to the painting. I chose to paint something with sunflowers because I started growing them this year, and I planted a bunch of seeds, I watched them grow, and they inspired me every single day. They brought me so much joy. I knew I had to make more paintings of them. I think it might actually be my favorite flower now, although it's really hard to make a choice because nature is just so abundant with variety and beauty, and it's hard to say this particular flower is my favorite, but I know that some flowers always have a special place in my heart. When I was a child in Ukraine, my family had a farm, and one of the things we grew was sunflowers. And I just remember this giant field of these huge sunflowers, and they were towering over me. It was like walking through a sunflower forest. I always associate this flower with a very pure and innocent time in my life. As we get older, we tend to forget a lot of our childhood memories, and so the ones that I do have really stand out to me, and they're almost all pretty much involving my family and nature in some form. And I'm very thankful that I have them, because when I was 6 years old, my mom and I immigrated to the States, to Brooklyn, New York, and all the pure fun times came to a screeching halt. I think anyone who's had to immigrate to a foreign country and adapt to a culture and language that was so different from their home would probably understand that it's not an easy thing to go through, but obviously it had its positives later on. But I spent a lot of my time deeply missing my family and longing to be in nature every single day like I was in Ukraine. But art was always a way for me to go back to that and connect with nature and really be myself. So at this point in the painting, I realized that I wasn't following my original goal for the piece, which was to allow abstraction and the unknown to come forth. I was continuing slaving to detail. I knew I had to stop myself right there and do something kind of drastic, for me at least, something that I wouldn't really do to most of my paintings. And I just started messing it up and painting over parts that I spent a lot of time on and focus on. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna paint over this. With all my paintings, I usually go in with a plan, and I typically have a good idea of what the painting is going to look like at the end. So to abandon that comfort and risk messing up the painting beyond repair and possibly hating it in the end was really scary for me, but the more I dove in, the more I had fun with it. It was really exciting to see something that I wasn't expecting take shape in front of me, and just to be more spontaneous with the brush strokes, experiment with paint splatters and different textures. I was really happy that I decided to do that. So it just kind of made this spark go off in my mind, and I want to have fun with this with more paintings, just to sort of let them take shape in a way that I was not planning or expecting. And when I posted this painting to Instagram, it received so much love, and I was so surprised but also grateful because it was really scary for me. But I ended up being much happier with the painting in the end than when I started, so to me the risk was worth it. And I want to take more risks with my art because I believe there's a lot of growth to be found outside of your comfort zone. Because so many people requested, I made this painting into a print, and as with all my prints, I do my best to get the closest possible match to the original painting. So here they are together, side by side, print and original. Most of my prints are on semi-gloss paper, but these are on a matte fine art paper. Each print is signed with pencil, and I ran a poll on Instagram to see if you guys liked the thicker white border or borderless more, and the votes were very, very close, so I'm going to make both options available. There are two sizes, 13 by 19 and 8.5 by 11. They will be in my art store, lenadanyastore.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm wishing you a beautiful and inspiring day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!